The rugged hills of the Garhwal region loom ominously in the moonlit night. This breathtakingly beautiful yet treacherously rugged terrain in northern India is steeped in mystery and fear. Known for its dense forests, rocky landscapes and swift-flowing rivers, it hides a dreadful secret within its folds. As darkness descends, a chilling silence engulfs the villages nestled in these hills, broken only by the occasional hoot of an owl or the rustling of leaves. The air is thick with a palpable sense of dread, of an unseen danger lurking in the shadows. The villagers huddle together, their eyes darting nervously, their hearts pounding in their chests. An eerie chill runs down their spines as they whisper tales of the merciless predator that has held them captive in a vice-like grip of terror. For 8 harrowing years, the people of Garhwal lived in terror, their nights haunted by the merciless predator known as the Leopard of Rudraprayag. Scenes of chaos unfold as the leopard strikes, dragging victims from their homes into the darkness. This was the life of the villagers in the Garhwal region of northern India. Each day lived in the shadow of the Leopard of Rudraprayag. For 8 long, tormenting years, this solitary predator held the region in a grip of terror. The leopard's reign was horrifyingly indiscriminate. Men, women, and children alike fell prey to its nightly prowls. The once bustling villages were eerily silent after sundown, doors bolted and hearts pounding in fear of the beast's stealthy approach. The leopard's audacity knew no bounds. It would brazenly enter homes, plucking its victims from their sleep and disappearing into the night. The villagers lived in a constant state of dread, every rustle in the undergrowth, every shadow a potential threat. Their lives were dictated by the setting sun, their nights spent in hushed whispers as they listened for the telltale signs of the leopard's approach. The predator's ruthless attacks not only took lives but also left deep psychological scars on the survivors. The leopard's reign was not just a physical, but also a psychological warfare. It was a time when fear ruled, when every nightfall brought with it the prospect of death, and every dawn was met with relief and sorrow. The leopard showed no mercy, striking fear into the hearts of all who dared to venture outdoors after nightfall. Soldiers armed with rifles patrol the village, their faces etched with determination. The moonlit night casts long, eerie shadows as the men tread cautiously, their fingers on the triggers, their eyes scanning the darkness. In the heart of the Garhwal region, the once tranquil hills were now a battlefield. The adversary was a cunning and relentless predator, the Leopard of Rudraprayag. From the onset, the soldiers knew their mission was a formidable one. They were not just fighting a beast, but a phantom that had instilled terror and dread in the hearts of the villagers for 8 long years. They deployed various strategies, setting up traps, laying out baits, and even attempting to track the leopard's stealthy movements. But every effort seemed to be met with failure. The leopard was elusive, almost spectral, as if it had learned to become one with the shadows that cloaked the hills. The authorities brought in more men, equipped with advanced rifles and traps. They even attempted to lure the beast using live bait, yet each attempt only resulted in more frustration, as the leopard continued its reign of terror, unscathed and undeterred. The village was under siege, and the soldiers found themselves in a relentless cycle of anticipation and disappointment. The nights were the worst. The darkness seemed to amplify the fear and uncertainty as they waited for the leopard to strike again. The silence was occasionally broken by the chilling screams of another victim, a grim reminder of their unsuccessful hunt. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the leopard continued to elude capture. It was as if the beast was mocking them, growing bolder with each unsuccessful attempt to trap it. The once peaceful village was now a haunting testament to the leopard's reign of terror. Homes lay abandoned, lives were lost, and hope seemed to be fading with each passing day. But the soldiers weren't ready to admit defeat. Their determination only grew stronger, their resolve harder. Each failed attempt was a lesson, a stepping stone towards their ultimate goal, to end the reign of the Leopard of Rudraprayag. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the leopard continued to elude capture, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The arrival of Jim Corbett, a seasoned hunter, sparks hope among the villagers. in the midst of the prevailing terror, a glimmer of hope appears on the horizon. Enter Jim Corbett, a man who had honed his skills amid the dense jungles of Kumaon and Garhwal, a man whose name was whispered with reverence in the wilderness. A hunter by skill, but a conservationist at heart, Corbett was known for his deep understanding of the jungle and its denizens. Corbett had been successful in tracking and hunting several man-eating tigers and leopards that had terrorized the remote villages of northern India. His reputation preceded him, and his arrival in Garhwal was met with a sigh of relief. The villagers, who had been living in a state of constant fear, now dared to hope for an end to their nightmare. Corbett, however, was not there for glory or fame. He was there to protect the people, to restore peace to the terror-stricken region. He knew the task would not be easy. The leopard had eluded many before him, yet he was determined. He was prepared to face the danger, to venture into the heart of the wilderness, to confront the beast. In 1926, Jim Corbett answered the desperate cries for help, embarking on a perilous 10-week hunt to rid the region of its deadliest predator. His mission was clear: to hunt down the leopard of Rudraprayag and bring an end to its reign of terror. Corbett meticulously plans his approach, studying the leopard's behavior and tracking its movements through the dense forests and rocky terrain. In this deadly game of cat and mouse, understanding the predator was key. Corbett knew that the leopard was not just a beast of instinct, but a cunning and adaptable foe. He spent countless hours poring over the grim details of the leopard's attacks, the patterns it followed, the routes it preferred. Every piece of information was a clue, a breadcrumb on the path to the leopard's lair. Corbett painstakingly pieced together a mental map of the leopard's territory, tracing its movements through the shadowed hills and deep valleys of the Garhwal region. He knew the leopard was a creature of habit, returning to familiar hunting grounds, using the same paths to stealthily approach its unsuspecting prey. But Corbett also recognized that the leopard was a master of unpredictability, capable of switching tactics, altering its patterns to throw off its pursuers. To outwit this elusive adversary, Corbett had to think like the leopard, anticipate its moves, and predict where it would strike next. His strategy was not merely about tracking and hunting. It was a psychological battle, a test of wits against a formidable and intelligent opponent. Corbett's approach was methodical, patient, and relentless. He understood that haste and recklessness would only lead to failure. Instead, he relied on his keen observation skills, his intimate knowledge of the wilderness, and his unwavering determination to bring the reign of terror to an end. Through his careful study, Corbett made a chilling discovery. He noticed that the leopard's attacks were not random but concentrated around areas where a deadly epidemic had recently swept through. He deduced a grim connection. Corbett suspected that the leopard's taste for human flesh stemmed from its scavenging on unburied bodies during a deadly epidemic. This revelation was a crucial turning point in Corbett's hunt, providing him with a strategic advantage in his pursuit of the elusive beast. As the moon rose over the shadowed hills, Corbett prepared to make his move, armed with his strategy and the determination to end the terror. The tension reaches its peak as Corbett and his team close in on the leopard's lair. The moon hangs low, casting long, eerie shadows that dance and flicker, mirroring the palpable anticipation. The air is thick with an electric charge, as if the very earth itself is holding its breath, waiting for the culmination of this deadly dance between man and beast. Corbett, ever the seasoned hunter, moves with a stealth that belies his determination. His senses are heightened, every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig acting as a signpost guiding him to his quarry. His heart beats in rhythm with the primal drum of the hunt, his every instinct honed to a razor's edge. The leopard, elusive and deadly, is unaware of the silent specter drawing ever closer. Then, in the blink of an eye, the silence of the night is shattered. In a final, decisive moment, Corbett's bullet finds its mark, bringing an end to the reign of terror that had gripped the region for far too long. Villagers gather to express their gratitude to Corbett, their savior, as he stands tall amidst the wilderness, his rifle slung over his shoulder. The pall of fear that once hung heavy over the village dissipates with each passing moment, replaced by the soft murmurs of relief and gratitude. With the threat of the leopard finally extinguished, the villagers can once again live without the constant dread of a lurking killer. They shower Corbett with their heartfelt thanks, their eyes gleaming with a newfound hope. For them, Corbett is not just a hunter, but a hero who dared to face the beast that had held them hostage for years. Their grateful smiles and warm embraces speak volumes of their deep appreciation for Corbett's courage and determination. And so, the leopard of Rudraprayag was vanquished. But its legend lives on as a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dared to confront the darkness.